I'm about to go in for my shift at the Wegmans I work at here in Rochester, New York, and I'm going to give you a little glimpse as to what they're doing to protect their customers during the COVID-19 pandemic. Wegmans didn't want me taking any video inside of the store so customers weren't uncomfortable, but I took a handful of pictures to capture how they have adjusted to COVID-19 so far. Sections throughout the store are marked with orange tape, keeping the customers 6 feet away from each other at checkout. Each register has a hand sanitizer and plexiglass shield attached to it, and many customers have masks and gloves on as they shop. Employees also have the option to wear masks and gloves if they choose, but those who don't wear gloves are asked to wash their hands at least once an hour. You just heard from one of the 115,000 occupational therapists nationwide that have been affected by the COVID-19 outbreak. According to the New York State Department of Health, 28 of them work for Cattaraugus County. Since occupational therapy involves specific training requiring the patient's presence for effective treatment, social distancing forces them to use telehealth, which so far has proven to be non-effective. The coronavirus can infect many parts of the body, but the main organ it attacks is your lungs. The virus creates thicker secretions of phlegm than other viral infections, making it harder to cough out. This results in more infection in the lungs, which can lead to severe pneumonia. Eventually, the infection could spread into the bloodstream and create sepsis in the patient. Without timely treatment, this can lead to tissue damage, organ failure, and death. Abe Ferraro has made unique, abstract pieces of art for museums and exhibits around the country. His work has been featured in magazines worldwide, and he has won many awards, including Best in Show at the Made in New York exhibition at the Schweinfurth Memorial Art Center in 2010 and 2012. Now, he brings his artistic ability to St. Bonaventure's campus in his newest exhibit called Not the Big Red Button. As you can see here in the Quick Art Center, their newest exhibit allows you to press this big red button. Once I press the big red button, the exhibit lights up the words "Not Art," giving the viewer a colorful display and the ability to determine whether they think the exhibit is art or not. When I talked to Ferraro, he told me this piece is a follow-up to one called As If, which he said means,
as if making art was that easy. You could just flip a switch and it would be, ta-da, art.
He told me the inspiration for this piece came from him having a different take on modern art.
When you come into a gallery, you have art on a wall, and this one allows you to declare it art by turning on a switch. But the red button is taunting you to press it. And if you do, suddenly the work is not art, and it buzzes and flashes, and there's these lights that light up that say not art. So you, in a sense, have kind of ruined the artwork, but it's really kind of very tongue-in-cheek and sarcastic, because it's still art, but you get your momentary moment to make it not art.
I'm Teddy Caputo, SBU-TV, New Now Next. People have found numerous ways to keep themselves entertained while in quarantine. One of those ways, adopting a new pet. According to the Humane Society of the United States, many animal shelters across the country are seeing a surge in public interest to adopt or foster a pet, including the Oregon Humane Society, who had to close their application window after receiving more than 1,000 emergency pet foster home applications within the past month. The Humane Society of Rochester also saw a significant increase in public interest for adoption after the COVID-19 pandemic limits people to staying in their homes. As of 8 p.m. Friday, April 17th, Governor Andrew Cuomo's executive order requiring all New Yorkers to wear face coverings in public. This includes items such as face masks, face shields, homemade cloth masks, and any facial covering like a bandana. Cuomo states that the executive order will require anyone to wear one of these items in situations where citizens cannot maintain social distancing. Governor Cuomo also said he does not want to issue a penalty system, but he did say he would leave enforcement up to the local counties. Scientists at the Jenner Institute began working on the vaccine on January 10th this year. Now, it's currently in a clinical trial to see if the vaccine works safely and effectively in immunizing a patient against the coronavirus. A vaccine works to induce a memory in a person's immune system by identifying toxic substances called antigens in the bloodstream and creating antibodies to fight them off. Once the immune system creates antibodies against a particular disease, it will remember the antigen and create antibodies to prevent future infection. The COVID-19 vaccine identifies spike protein, the surface protein that gives the virus its crown-like shape. Dr. Adam Ritchie, an immunologist specializing in infectious diseases, works with the group developing the vaccine. He couldn't comment on the current process of the clinical trial, but he did tell me how a clinical trial on a vaccine typically works. Over 23 billion plastic bags are used in New York State every year. In order to bring that number down, Wegmans banned using plastic bags in their stores on January 27th, an entire month before the statewide ban goes into effect. On their website, Wegmans states that their early action is an effort to shift all customers into using reusable bags, an effort they've been working on since they introduced reusable bags in their stores in 2007. Here in the Jamestown Wegmans customers now have to bring in their own reusable bags like these ones, unless they want to pay the 5-cent paper bag fee. Even though Wegmans customers are getting used to the ban, many still forget to bring in their reusable bags. I asked several customers around the store if they like the plastic bag ban and how they've adjusted to it so far.
I didn't have to adjust because I've used plastic bags all along, so I think it's a wonderful idea.
Ours are all old. We need to get new ones.
I don't think I'll miss the plastic bags.
It's better for our earth and less plastic going into the landfill makes bringing groceries in the house much easier.
Undue burden on people like me who are old and forget stuff when they come into the store. So chances are, if I get something easy or simple, like a couple of things, I'm probably going to walk in the store with no bag. And then I'm going to be forced to pay 5 cents. Well, I don't know where that money goes, but you know, I don't like it at all. Why are we the state that's doing it?
All the stores who charge the 5-cent paper bag fee will donate all that money to the local food bank serving their region. However, Chief Rowley did say they would respond to complaints made by businesses.
If you're in a business and the business sets their own rules, and part of their rules are that you'll wear a facial covering in their store, if you refuse to do so, they can then ask you to leave, and if you refuse and they call us, we then would conceivably arrest you for trespassing.
We will bring you more information on the new testing kits when it becomes available to us, and we will keep you updated on Cattaraugus County's medical plan going forward after the health department confirmed the county's first case of the coronavirus earlier today. With SBU-TV, I'm Teddy Caputo. If you are still concerned about exposing your pets or your pets exposing you to the coronavirus, the CDC recommends practicing social distancing around your pets. If you cannot social distance around any animal that you own, the CDC recommends wearing a face mask around them. I'm Teddy Caputo, SBU-TV, new now next.
At St. Bonaventure, a dining hall worker takes pictures of students while they're out at parties. And to this day, many students don't know why he does it. Our own Teddy Caputo sat down with the dining hall worker to find out who the man is behind the mystery.
This is my one friend. He's absolutely hammered and we don't know what to do with him. Can you please just take a picture of him and just be like, dude, this is how you were last night. This is what we dealt with.
His name is Sean Miller, but everyone at St. Bonaventure knows him as Snake. Originally from Cuba, New York, Sean got the nickname from his rugby friends while attending SUNY Fredonia because of his drunken behavior.
When I would walk home, I would slither down the sidewalks and streets. So my team actually saw that and were like, hey, Snake would be a perfect nickname for you. I'm like, okay. And it's stuck with me ever since.
After his Fredonia days, he moved to Olean to help support and be closer to his family. Snake works here in the Hickey Dining Hall during the week, but on the weekends, he slithers around the streets of Allegheny trying to find the party. Once he does, he pulls out his camera or his smartphone and he snaps away. This tradition started about 15 years ago after he became known for taking pictures during his time visiting friends at Bonaventure.
I bought myself a cheap camera. I would just go hang out with my friends and I would just start taking pictures for them. I would post them on the Facebook and they'd be like, oh wow, so that's what I did last night. And it just escalated from there.
Although a handful of students may not be comfortable with his antics, all the students I talked to have bought into the tradition and say he's part of the social culture at Bonas.
He doesn't really do anything that bothers me per se, or really anyone that I know, so he's really just kind of going around doing his thing, and we appreciate what he does.
If you follow him on Twitter, you can see all of, like, each freshman to senior class he posts, And I think that's kind of like a really cool memory for people.
Definitely my freshman year, it was kind of different. Over time, you kind of realize that it's all, like, you know, it's all for fun. And it's kind of nice getting your pictures taken because usually your friends are just kind of too drunk to take them for you.
It's not like he takes pictures of people who don't want their picture taken.
After a while, I'm so used to him, man. I thought he was just like the bro. Good to see you, Snake. How you doing? High five.
I'm Teddy Caputo, SBU-TV. New Now Next.